Hey everybody, welcome back to Jennifer's Garden. We are going to start some more seeds. It's been a couple weeks since I did the asparagus, so it's time to move on to some onions and some peppers. So I do have a long day onion because I live in upstate New York. And how I determined that was you follow the 32-degree latitude line, and that determines how long your day is going to be. So if you're above the 32-degree line, your day is going to be longer. If you're below the 32-degree line, your day is going to be shorter. So that determines how much sunlight your onions need to have to do really well. So we have long day. So I have a yellow, a white, and a red. And I learned a different way how to plant these, so I'm just going to kind of scatter them and we'll see how well they do. I'm going to do peppers. I have Keystone Resistant Giant from M.I. Gardner, the Golden California Wonder. We're going to do some banana peppers, jalapenos, lemongrass, and 2 different kinds of celery. I've not been able to grow celery yet, so we're going to give it a try. Alright, so now that I'm going to move these off to the side and do one thing at a time, because I counted how many plants I wanted to plant in the garden. I usually always overplant, which I'm trying not to do that this year. We're going to start with the onions. I'm probably going to do the whole packet. There's a packet inside the packet of the yellow, because predominantly you use more yellow onions you use for cooking, so we're going to give this a whirl. I pre-moisten my soil. This is a seed starting mix. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm starting with the onions. I wanted to do a little potting soil also, because usually, like I said in my last video, there's not a lot of nutrients in the seed starting mix. It's literally just to germinate seeds. And my onions are going to be kept in these for a little bit longer, so I do want a little bit of food in them to help them grow. So we're planting the onions in a very compact area, and I can't wait to show you how this works out, because the roots in the onions are very, very fibrous. So I'm going to just scatter the seeds in here, and then when it's time to plant, they're going to be probably 6 inches tall, hopefully. And I can just very gently pull each individual onion plant apart, and it won't tear too many of the roots because they're very fibrous, so they're very stringy and they'll pull right apart. So I am going to pause for a second and get a little bit more, get some potting mix to put in here too. Okay, so I put potting mix in the bottom just for some food once their roots start really growing, and then the seed starting mix on the top. So this was the yellow. I did make little sticks, yellow. And I'm just going to sprinkle them around. I'm going to do 2 containers of these because these will stay in. I won't pop these up. I'm just going to let them grow. I'll give them a little haircut once they get too big, because you can cut the tops of the onions, and it's not a worry. As long as you have about 5 or 6 inches at the top, they'll still keep growing. So I'm going to plant all, how many are in here? 200 seeds. Why not? They're onions. I have friends that like onions, right? And I'll probably only do about half the packet of the other 2. We'll see how we do. All right. 200. Oh, there's one left. There we go. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little on the top. I pre-moistened the seed starting mix. I showed you how and why in the last video. Just kind of dress the top. Put it to bed. Call it a day. There's that. Now we got some red. Where's my red? Here we go. Red. Alright, I'm a lefty. We're gonna guesstimate. That seems about half. And again, I'm just gonna sprinkle them over the top. Their roots, I was really shocked when I saw a video that they kind of just fall apart. It's so interesting. And then you separate them when you plant them in the ground. That to bed. And then we have our white. White sweet Spanish. Do that again. Oh, I guess I need better lighting down here, don't I? Of the two videos. Like I said, I'll guesstimate. We're close. Boy, I wish I could plant everything like this. So much easier. And we'll see the progress as we go. We'll see how well it works. Just lightly cover them. Perfect. Boom. Onions are done. It wasn't too bad. Okay, so I moved around a little bit, and we're going to put the Keystone resistant giant pepper in. And let's see if you can see. The seeds they look nice. I'm only going to put 2 in per cell, just to kind of, I always end up with so many extra plants. It's unbelievable. And again, never plant your seeds more than 3 times the width of the seed itself. So these are pretty small, so they're not going to go in very deep. I'm just going to pop them in and we'll let them go. Usually it's my luck that when I figure I'm going to overplant the seeds to make sure that some of them at least germinate, and they all end up germinating, and then I'm like, I always feel bad getting rid of plants or clipping them off. I don't want to do that, but I will this year. Alright. Whew, I almost had an exact count. Pretty spiffy. Need 1 more seed, then I will plant the rest. I'll show you how I'm going to try to figure out how to do celery. Last but not least for today is the celery seeds. Oh my, these seeds are teeny, teeny, tiny. Oh my gosh, you probably can't even see them, and I don't know if I can even get my camera close enough. Let's see if I can just... 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if I can drop them somewhere that's decent here. Okay, 2. I got 2 in each cell. Let's see if I can show you. And try to zoom in. See them on the tip of my finger? Oh, they are tiny, tiny seeds. Try to stay in the light here. So the celery does not like any sort of competition. So I'm really going to try to keep only a couple of seeds per cell. Let's see if I can get this one to fall. 2 or 3 seeds per cell, and then when they start growing to about 2 or 3 inches, then you take a little pair of really, really sharp, tiny scissors and clip off the other plant, so you only end up with one. For some reason, they don't like to be too crowded. I have 2 and 2, and you can't separate them. Not like the onions. You'll rip the roots apart and then they won't grow. So it's just easier, well, yeah, it is easier just to take the time to separate them and only plant a couple of seeds. And plus 2, maybe something won't germinate. Hopefully they will. Crossing my fingers. So this was the Utah Tall. So even if I end up with a few plants, I hope. Okay, so the celery is a little bit different because they actually need sunlight to germinate. So I'm not going to put soil over top of them. I wonder if I can. Oop, sorry, take my phone out. So you can see the tiny little, where am I? Here, right below my fingernail. That's the seed, and I'm just going to leave it there. All right, so there we are. We have peppers, celery, more peppers, and a whole bunch of onions. So I hope that helped. We'll see here in another couple weeks as we start planting. Pretty much every other weekend we'll start planting. Here are my asparagus seeds. Nothing so far. Again, they have a really, really long germination rate, so it's very nerve-wracking. I'm very nervous because I'm afraid that they won't germinate, but we'll see. This was totally an experiment. I've never even heard of doing asparagus by seed, let alone actually doing it. So I'm super excited. If they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't. I know these guys will. So we'll see as the weeks go here, and my table will start growing and growing. And then once we get a little bit warmer outside, then I can put stuff on the front porch, and then things will really take off. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed everything. And thank you for growing with me so I can grow with you.